When the Hyde Park Barracks became a museum, archaeologists found a lot of objects and materials that once belonged to people who had lived here in the past, including male convicts and female migrants. A lot of these artefacts had been stolen by rats to make themselves a nest under the floorboards right beneath our feet. The original objects we found under the floorboards are very precious, and so they're locked away in safe display cases. These are not primary sources. They're replicas, made more recently and based on the original primary sources. Clay marbles, cards, knuckle bones, dominoes and other gaming pieces tell us that games would have been one way that these people spent their spare time, playing games that are still common today. The different types of bones we found help us understand the diet of the past occupants. They ate fish, pork, lamb and beef. We also know that the occupants ate fruit because of the stone fruit pits we found, peaches for example. Some of the evidence, like oyster shells, give us two perspectives. The shells were a common food source for local Aboriginal people who would have carefully managed this precious resource. But shells were also used by the Europeans as a building product, crushed up and used as part of the mortar to bind the brick walls of the barracks together, as well as many other buildings. Clay tobacco pipes were one way that the convicts would have enjoyed themselves if they could afford to pay for it. One of the most important objects we found under the floor was a real convict shirt, which we know was from the convict period, so it's a primary source. We then used the primary source to help make this reproduction, or secondary source, which you can handle. The original is too delicate to have on display. The broad arrow stamp on the shirt tells us that the shirt belonged to the government. Remember, when convicts lived here, they worked for the government, so all their clothes belonged to the government as well.